Okay, next I want to talk about forms. On this website, on formscanner.org, www.formscanner.org, there are a number of forms that I've created that you can use, and then also some forms that others have created. So let's go through them. First of all, you can download the files here, and if you have forms that you want to post here as well, then please send them to me, chad.young@nichols.edu. You can download several of these. I'll show you some of these. 100 questions with 5 responses. That means there are 100 multiple choice questions with A through E responses. This one has an honor statement. And then you'll also want this PowerPoint file and this Excel spreadsheet. I've already downloaded them, so let me show you. First of all, the PDF. So if you just want to print one of these, you can print it and use it in your class. This has 100 questions, place for a name, date, and the course name, and then also a place for an 8-digit student ID number. And I'll show you where you can edit this. You'll also want to open the Excel spreadsheet, and this is where you can create your own forms or edit one of the forms that I've listed on the PDF. So here the tabs mark the different kinds of forms. So for example, this is a 30 count form. It has 30 questions with the ID over here, A through E for the options, and then I have one with 50 questions, and then also one with 100 questions, and this has the honor statement. I'll show you how you can put that in later. Okay. One thing as you're creating forms, it's very important that you not click on the actual form. Because see, if I try to highlight this form, this cell rather, it selects the circle that's inside that cell. So if I want to select that cell for whatever reason, I'm going to highlight the adjacent cell and then highlight both cells. I'll show you why that's important in just a moment. Now, if you want to add text, as I've done here, let's say that I want to add text. I don't know, I want to add another statement. What I do in order to do this, and there are a couple different ways you can do this, is I can select a series of cells and do merge and center, and then it creates one big cell out of that, and then I can type whatever. I can insert equations or text or whatever you want to create, and then you just press enter. And then you can go back and you can adjust the formatting. So right now it looks like it's top justified and centered. I can left and put it on the bottom. You can do whatever you want to. I'm going to show you another way in order to put text and other things on the spreadsheet in just a bit. Let's get rid of all that. You can also add text with PowerPoint and then paste it as a picture. So let me go ahead and open up PowerPoint. I'll just open up this PowerPoint that I downloaded. I think you can do all this in LibreOffice in there. I think it's called Impress. But more about what this is in just a second. Let's look at the whole thing. So I'm going to here insert a text box. And I can put, I, Chad Young, do solemnly swear, ... whatever I want to put there. And then I can copy that. So I hit Control-C, or I can right-click, select it, right-click, copy. And then I can go back over to my Excel spreadsheet, and I can right-click, and I want to paste, but I want to paste special. So you can either click right here, which pastes it as a picture, or you can hit paste special and then insert it as a picture, whatever kind of picture you want. And then you can actually make this smaller and move it around and put it anywhere in the form that you want. That's a really nice and versatile way to put in text or whatever you want to do. If you want to put pictures or diagrams or whatever, you can just insert them as a picture. So create them in whatever software you're using and then insert them as a picture. It's a nice way too to put in equations. So for example, if you have an equation sheet, you can just copy that equation sheet as a picture and then post it into this form. If you need help with this, let me know. I can help. Okay, let's look back at this spreadsheet, some other things about this. You have to note that for Form Scanner, these bubbles have to be evenly spaced. And the nice thing about Excel is it allows you to set the row and column height really easily. So I have set the column width here to be 0.2 inches. And that is the same for all these columns. And I have set the row height to be it's like a little bit less, 0.17 inches. Okay, so you have to have the column widths the same for all the columns, and then also the row heights the same for all the rows, so that the bubbles are all evenly spaced. That's important if you want to add an extra column. So if let's say we want to add an F column here, so I want to add an option for F right here. First, I'm going to take that column and I'm going to make it the appropriate width as the others, which is 0.2 inches, and it makes the appropriate width. And now I need to put in the bubble. All right, so I go over here and I have some different bubbles here. I have my A through F bubbles. These are other variations that I've used. They actually might not be in the latest version. I just select the F bubble, or you can make your own if you like. You can go here and you can put in numbers if you like, or put in an alternate letter like Z. But I'm going to put in an F column. So I've copied that, and now I'm just going to paste it. All right, so I've pasted that. I'm going to copy it. I'll paste it again. I'm just going to use Control V to paste. And then I can go on, if I like, I can select more than one. However, in order to select more than one, I'm going to have to insert another column to have an adjacent column. And then when I want to select that column, I can't select that cell directly. I have to select the cell that's adjacent to it that doesn't have a bubble in it and copy that. So I'll copy that now and paste it in. Save time. Now I'll copy this column of 10. Paste. Paste. And on until you get to the end. Okay, and then in that way you can add a 6th column. Okay, you can do a similar thing over here. Of course, with Form Scanner, you must have an identification number because you're not going to have their name attached to their paper. So you need to their results when you read the results in Form Scanner. So they must have some sort of identification number. At Nichols, each student has a unique 8-digit identification number. So I have them put that in here. You might assign them an ID number, but likely at your university you have a similar system where you have an ID number. Okay, this has 8 digits, but if you need to add another row of digits, you can just copy like this. Oh, I can't do that, so I'm going to I think I can insert copied cells here. Okay, well, I have to get rid of this, so I'll just get rid of this, and then you can copy an additional row down there to add another digit, or to take away a digit if you like. Okay, one last thing. On the forms for Form Scanner, notice you have these black rings. That allows Form Scanner to tell where is the actual form and to orient itself so that it can identify what are the marks on the page. Those are necessary. And here I've included it. I've created it in PowerPoint. So here, notice these are just little rings that I've made. And then I've lined them up in a rectangular pattern to be the appropriate size. And then here I've made that into an image. So I've taken this image and I've inserted it into a header on in Excel. So if you want to edit that, you'll need to go up into the page layout, I think. It must be at home. Look at the headers. I'm not seeing it right now, but anyway, if you need to play around with this, you need to edit the header, and you can insert an image. Oh, here it is. It's under Design, and you can go to Header, and I've just inserted a picture there, and I've inserted that image for, that way it's in the background, and it doesn't move around when you're trying to edit cells. That works really well, just having it as a background image. Okay, there are some other forms that are available. We just had one that was given to us by David Coleman, and it's on that website. You'll have to extract it from the zip file, And here it's a little bit different. He has created surveys, and he has a template here for the survey, and then he also has the form scanner template and some results where he's run it. But notice on this page that the bubbles here are all evenly spaced on this row and on this row, but this would be a separate row. So this requires, when you're actually using form scanner, requires you to insert multiple fields, but fairly easy to use once you get it set up. And you can see his results from that as well.